for a penguin to be just walking around here.
So it's time to fix the air conditioning. So first what we're going to do is go underneath the hood, and after you've had your AC system emptied out professionally, you're going to want to pull these two 13mm bolts out. So now that we've got that unhooked out from underneath the hood, we're going to make our way underneath the dash here.
My back! Oh, my back!
And we're going to locate 3 7mm bolts here that hold the bottom of this door on. Now that you have these 3 bolts removed, we can now unlatch the door and take it out. Now that the door is removed, we'll be able to look up inside the dash and get a better view of things. Next, we're going to remove this kick panel here using our trusty pry tool. There are only 2 pins that you have to remove here. Once these pins are removed, you'll be able to pull this down and pull straight out on it, which will also in turn release the metal clip that holds it at the bottom of the firewall. Alright, now that we have this removed, we're going to start working on removing our blower motor. We are going to be looking for a purple and black wire. That is what leads up to your blower motor. Just one of these pull back tabs here to undo the plug. Next, we got to remove 3 7mm screws that hold the motor in. Now that you have all 3 removed, the blower motor will come straight out. And as you can see, I've had something rattling around in mine. I was wondering where that fender bolt went. Next, we're going to remove these 2 5.5mm screws. Once those two are removed, we've got two more that we had to remove from this cover here.
What? They still have ends on them, or do you, to hook up to an air hose?
This one at the top is a little tricky to see, but with an extension, you should be able to reach it just fine. And after you've removed those two screws, we can now pull this piece off. You want to be careful pulling it down that you don't pull on any of your wires. And now that we have this out, we now have access to the heater core. Now we're going to take a break with our back and come back out here to the outside underneath the hood. And we're going to remove these two clamps here for the heater hose. And there's also a screw in the middle of them that we also must remove. Next, we're going to remove the 5.5mm screw and this plate that holds in the heater core. Once those are removed, we can then start easing the heater core out from the firewall. Be careful when pulling it down that you don't accidentally cut any of your wires on the sharp fins. Now that we have our heater core out, we need to start working on getting this blend door box out of the way. So first we're going to remove the cable that attaches to your knob. It has a 7mm screw. Once the screw is removed, you can pull down on it and remove it from the clip that also holds it in. And it is at this point that I realize those two screws we removed earlier wasn't enough.
Hey, let me in! Let me in! No!
We now have to go back underneath the hood here, and yes, the video will turn around upside down, but that's exactly what you have to do with your body if you wish to get this screw. It is a hidden 5.5mm right over here, right on the firewall. I've already removed the screw at this point, but I will point out to you where it is. Now that we have all the screws removed, we can easily pull this blend door box down and out of the way. Now that we have that out of the way, let's work on getting this evaporator out. What you're going to need to do is cut this bottom plastic piece off to have room to get the core out. And we also have these 2 screws with a clip that hold it in place. Now you will want to save this piece that you're cutting off. You can use a saw, a knife, cut-off wheel, anything you can fit in there. And we're going to glue it back on later. Now, we can work on getting this EVAP core out. It might take a little bit of persuasion to get this out of this tight spot.
You want me to put the hammer down?
I started to hammer on it from the outside underneath the hood to help break it free from the plastic on the firewall. And now we can pull it out gently. And that is how you remove your EVAP core. Now be sure that when you get it all back together, that you have the system vacuumed properly and recharged to the proper amount. Now do everything here all in reverse and you'll be good to go.